So, haven't done a tech video in a while with fellow mothers. Toyota Matt here, and people are texting in, and I thought this was worthy of one. Little Brian Jonestown Massacre and some Sprite tonight. What I have here is something I've been thinking about for a while. It's a total ignition system kit. From the distributor to the ignition coil to the spark plug wires and everything in between. We got a little of this going on. Toyota harness tape. Pretty cool, huh? Take note of that part number. I don't give them that often. Ha. But yeah, so what I have here is a 3FE anti-overrev distributor. You might notice a little shine to it. All my aluminum products now, fuel pumps, distributors, alternators, get a coat, 3 coats of marine grade acrylic lacquer. Now, I have a plug and play harness here, and this is all the latest and greatest in connector technology as far as vintage Toyotas go. O-ring sealed Simoto connectors. I took the anti-overrev and I put a cap on it. Toyota doesn't keep a cap on this stud, which is pretty cheesy, so I sealed that so it can't arc. It's not the typical 3FE anti-overrev. I found a new part number, so I'm going with it. But it will fit a 2F, F1.5. Comes with the updated distributor clamp and the OEM type SEMS bolt. The shorty that you need for the engine block there. Plug and play. Now, excuse me, we get over to the, we can include a piece of vacuum hose. This is a vacuum advanced, right? There's some vacuum hose number. I guess I'm getting soft. But this is a genuine Nipodenzo coil, and I give you your number 4 bolts. Look at the number 4 sparkle. Shimmering unicorns, only the best. Number 4, gold zinc from Japan. That's right, made in Japan, number 4 heads. Exclusive to Vintage Tech parts. So, what I have here is I got a little sub harness going on, and this is a genuine Denso coil, made in Japan. I don't know if you can see the Denso and the 12 volt, that type of thing. Here it is, Denso. This has the bracket on it. This is exclusive to us. So I have these made for me from Denso. You could actually still get them, which is pretty cool. But I put a boot on here. I guess we'll start with, it's black with yellow tracer stripe number 14 gauge wire, and you got a single pin connector there. And then I even include the harness side connector for you to plug it into and communicate with it. 2 terminals. And they're the bolts for the coil and the clamp. And then this is a factory, this is a ballast resistor. This is the external resistor. So I got a boot over this guy like they used to do. And then that goes to the distributor with the number 14 gauge red wire with a white tracer stripe. I thought that was quick. I gave this a part number. We'll get to that in a minute. This is the dedicated ground, which I rerouted from the anti-overrev distributor. It must have a polarized dedicated ground. It has lifetime points. So anyone who wants to hook this up to Petronix and stuff, I don't see a need to do that because these are lifetime points. So you're on your own with the Petronix thing. I'm not going there. I'm keeping this all factory OEM. You know, pretty easy. So now this is designed to in the firewall of any 40 or 60. The sub harness here is 48 inches long, so you could route it how you like, you know, up on the firewall, then up the fender to the coil mounted on the fender. But this is for an FJ55, FJ40. It'll fit an FJ60 if you're faced with that double diaphragm issue, but usually 4 cruisers at John Tigmore, a good solid mud buddy, has you covered there. So this is more meant for the older crowd, you know, everything up until, you know, 8 of 80. You could run this on a 40 all the way through 84. It's traditional. Now what you also get is a set of Bang Siwa genuine Yazaki OEM seal wires. And I'm going to show you something special that Toyota never did in their plug wire set. These are made in Japan too. Look at the size of that coil wire. The length. Whoosh. It's too long to fit in the camera view. Y'all get the camera view for a change. But yep, there it is. That's like 38 inches long. So this will go into the dizzy here and go up to the fender. If I get it all into view there. But that's a pretty good length. That'll get up on a 55 fender, down on a 40, or even up on a 60. So the 55 has the longest one, so that's what this is all tailored for. But it's just like you have Coyote headlight kits. You just wrap this and zip tie it, but it's a one-size-fits-all kit. There's an ignition system kit now, exclusive to Vintage Tech Parts. I dreamed this up. Latest pipe dream idea. We'll see where it goes. But it's based on just replacing everything at once. All these parts are made for each other. The part numbers, like, how do I say it? They're not married. They're just meant for each other. It's not a bunch of cobbed up stuff. It's not a aftermarket cheesy, I don't even know all those stupid brands anymore. It's not like, putting a Weber carburetor in some DUI distributor. I think DUI distributor, whoever thought of that? Or DIU, whatever, DIY, do it yourself. But no, and this is a 16 gauge wire for the ground, but this ground wire, because these are going to be the installation instructions, this does not go on this coil. So let me say it again. The ground wire does not go on the coil. Let me say it a third time. The ground wire doesn't go on the coil, but your key switch wire goes here and plugs in with the provided connector. These are all watertight sealed. This is gloss loom. It's not cheesy split loom. It's I tried to do everything in really a factory focus point mindset approach, like I always do. But no blink, no bee monkey business there. Made in Japan, Siwa. These are very good wires, and Toyota's discontinued them, so this is the next best thing. So they come in like a fabric-based case, kind of interesting. But yeah, so that's it. I got a part number for this. It'll be 19170-60420. It's 19170-40620, and I thought about it. You got the coil and igniter kit in the distributor, but I think 19170 gets us to the whole kit and caboodle, and then 60420 is one of my favorite numbers to use. Well, my lucky 5 I play Lotto. So it's like Spike Strip. At Spike Strip asked me that, Matt, do you play the Lotto? I was like, Lotto? I guess that's what they call it in California. I'd buy a scratch-off ticket whenever I buy some beer. But yeah, it's important to use this clamp. That's a required thing. And I'm going to reiterate something. I should have said this at the beginning of the video. I probably will include the Xerox directions out of the FSM. When you put this distributor down, it has to engage the oil pump. If you don't have it all the way in, guess what happens? Your oil pump doesn't spin. If you don't have it in, your oil pump doesn't spin. I'll say that again. Have it in. If you don't have it in, your oil pump doesn't spin. If your oil pump doesn't spin, your engine blows up. So if this clamp is up tight with, say, about 2 millimeters of spacing, which is about that right there, the thickness of about 4 playing cards, that's fully seated. If you see any gap, like that or that, then it's not fully seated. That square tip at the end seats in the oil pump. So I'll say it one more time again, because Vintage Tech Parts we're not responsible for you not engaging your oil pump. If it's not in, your oil pump doesn't spin. So I've talked to a few people about this, and I was encouraged to make that recommendation. If it's not in, your oil pump doesn't spin. So just remember that. But there's a trick to it, and it's all lined up in the FSM, which I'll include a sheet of how to engage your oil pump. You drop the distributor and you turn it. And as you turn it, the helical gear, which this is called because it turns, rotates as the distributor goes down. And the distributor rotor points to a different clock position. It kind of goes like that. If your distributor's not in, your oil pump won't spin. So that's easy as pie, right? So a little helpful hand, because I've made that mistake myself once. I caught it. But yeah, plug and play the Vintage Tech Parts way. So short tech video, but yeah, it's everything you need for a completely new ignition system. And this goes out to my favorite buddy Guy. my favorite buddy. His name is Guy, actually, but he's a good guy. Guy's a good guy, and Guy, this is for you. But you get number 4 bolts, just like everybody else. See, bling. Parker Schnabel has his gold nuggets. Pirates have their treasure, and Toyota Matt has his Japanese gold-plated bolt heads. Number 4s are period correct for this case. So, but yeah, if you have any questions, PM me. These will be on the store in a day or two. I still have to make up some more sub harnesses. This is the first one that goes out tomorrow. Toyota Matt over and out. Now, I'll say this, Vince Tech Parts were the exclusive distributor, no pun intended, I guess there is a pun intended, we're the exclusive distributor of a coil with a bracket, with the ballast resistor. I pieced those together with different parts from different Toyotas, and it's all period correct OEM Toyota Land Cruiser. And that's the anti-overrev distributor for 3F. If it's not in, if the oil pump's not in, it won't spin. If it's not in, the oil pump doesn't spin. Got it? Because I know my buddy Spike Strip wants to see that. Alright. Toyota Matt over and out. Thanks for your time. Short tech video. I guess I didn't know what to say. Chatty Matt over and out.